Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here, New Life Pentecostal Church, Albany, Georgia. Hey, we're looking today at 3 issues of Acts and Facts. I've already done a review on Acts and Facts. This is a free magazine put out by the Institute of Creation Research there in Texas. And man, it is fantastic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the back of these because you can kind of see from the back of these some of the materials they have. I mean, excuse me. Great for homeschoolers, great for just whoever. Just amazing. Now, they used to be the biggest bear in the zoo, so to speak, and then Answers in Genesis came along with Ken Ham and kind of just took over the field with the Ark exhibit and the Creation Science Museum, making the New York Times and all that. But Acts and Facts, ICR, still the fantastic ministry. So I just kind of wanted to go through some things and some new things in the realms of creation science. Some new things in the realms of creation science. And you can see what that's all about. Now, I'm going to show you this little book you can buy from. I mean, you're talking about resources for creation science. Look at that, for $2.99, you get 32 questions answered. And so, like in this particular book, you're going to get New Chimp Genome Confirms Creationist Research by PhD Jeffrey Tompkins. Darwin's Anti-Design Doctrine by a medical doctor. Could one flood form many rock layers by Master of Science Brian Thomas. Grand Canyon Neighbors, Pines, Truffles, and Squirrels. So let's just take a look at this. Look at that. They're building their own museum there in Texas, so that's good. So we've had a lot of neat things happen in America. We've had the Bible Museum open in the last several months up in Washington, D.C. We've got the Discovery Center for ICR. We've got the Creation Science Museum. And people don't really realize the tens of millions of people that still believe in biblical creation and how scientific it is. So like, look at this article, the moon required for life on Earth. It is. And so the various evolutionary thoughts, I mean, anybody can come up with a hypothesis. The moon came from the Pacific Ocean and it just went up there. Well, what you have to do is not just look at the big picture, but go into the micro understandings of this, and could this have happened? And it couldn't. In lunar recession, the relationship of the moon with the earth must be very young, because the moon is receding from the earth at the rate of 2¼ inches or so a year. And so you extrapolate that back a few 100,000 years, it's going to be too close. It's going to cause chaos on Earth. And closer than that, it's just going to crash into Earth. It's going to be a non-viable binary planetary system. And if it was much older than that, I mean, it would have already escaped any of the Earth's gravitational fear. That is just amazing. Look at that. So this is the type thing you get in Acts and Facts, and I just really wanted to sit and kind of discuss, and really didn't, just have this, amazing agenda to set out, just show you the various things, instead of doing just one subject, maybe do several subjects. Boy, that Discovery Center is absolutely beautiful. I also like, too, one thing I really enjoy about their magazine is they come out with article highlights. So you've got, the chimp genome here, you've got astronomy, you've got biology, you've got geology, you've got molecular biology, Darwin's Anti-Design Doctrine. That's just in one little book here, one little magazine. And it's also going to have some, Bible studies. You can also get his daily devotional free. You can get it online free. I get all that. The Bible Best Explains the Ice Age. Here's more separate studies converge on human-chimp DNA dissimilarity, antimatter mystery, can scientists resurrect extinct species? So, just show you some of those articles. So this is just some cutting edge stuff. And like some of the books, 20 Evolutionary Blunders, Dangers and Difficulties of Darwinian Thinking. I actually have another session I want to do on that in the very near future. But it's true science. When evolution came into the world, that theory has done so much harm because it turned man from the image of God to the image of a bacteria, image of an ape. It destroyed, that's why Darwin named his second book, The Descent of Man. And just all kinds of stuff. Look at this. Let me get to this section. Logic mechanisms, direct creatures' innate adaptability, conservation and the antimatter mystery. And so it was a horrific, and then people began to look at everything through the lens of evolution. And so there were no more absolutes. God wasn't an absolute. You even had different theories, like by Alfred North Whitehead, about God being a progressive God. And the Constitution is a living document. And it really creates something that is not truth. God with us, Creator, Redeemer, King. Grand Canyon formed by flood runoff. See, there's just no doubts about any of this. That is science. The Grand Canyon's just a few thousand years old, and the flood runoff created it. It wasn't a little river that took many millions to tens of millions of years. So that is good. They have DVDs, they have all kind of stuff. But they just go into various things. I know Brother Molenpaw, he worked with ICR for a little while till they found out he was oneness, and then they were just still really nice to him. So you have like John D. Morris, Henry Morris III, the global flood, that's a fact. I mean, everything's designed. You're designed. Your shoulder couldn't have evolved with all the sockets and the tendons and the vascularity. It's impossible. And the connection to the brain. It's an all or nothing thing. All about you is your colon system. This just didn't evolve to be 20 feet long. It's high-tech plant communication. That's cool. 4 observations evolution can't explain. So God is your creator. I saw a little thing recently where it showed like several college students going into a box, and they were like, I want to be a bookkeeper, I want to be a psychologist, I want to be a scientist, I want to be an accountant. And when they walk through the box on the other side, they're just like, I hate this person, I hate that person, down with God. It was kind of a cute thing. And I know that doesn't happen in every college, and that's a broad generalization. But you don't have to believe in the theory of evolution, because it's just not true. It's not that what fits with reality. And it will tend to warp your entire worldview. So I believe in a God of absolutes, and I believe in young earth creationism. And I don't just believe it, I accept it by faith, but I accept it by evidence. That's what all the evidence. I've tried to read tons of evolutionary things, gobs, and it's high-sounding words. The Bible said, don't be careful lest somebody deceive you with high-sounding words. And the things that are highly esteemed in the sight of men are abomination with God. It's impossible. Bees and flowers, they gotta be together. Plants, animals, mammals, they gotta be together. There's no way, we breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in carbon dioxide, they breathe out oxygen, we breathe. It's young earth creationism. male, female, procreation, got to be together, and got to be simultaneous, and got to be fully formed and fully filled. So God bless. I love you. Live for Jesus. The Bible has the answer. I'll talk with you later.